C of O or R of O, which is better when it comes to buying of properties right here in Abuja? Well, I'm going to be explaining this in this video. So C of O, which is a short for Certificate of Occupancy, and R of O, which is a short for Right of Occupancy, are titles that you're going to be coming across when you want to buy property right here in Abuja. But these are the things you are going to note. These documents usually comes at different stages of land acquisition right here in Abuja. So right here in Abuja, all lands belongs to the FCT, and it is being held in trust by the FCT minister. So this FCT minister allocates this land to individuals. So when the FCT minister allocates this land to individuals, they can now get this allocation and then goes ahead to prepare a title or to get a title for that land. And the first title they get on that land is an R of O. So R of O, which is a right of occupancy, is the first title they get on the land. From getting that first title, which is an R of O, the person can now go ahead to process that R of O to become a C of O, or the person will have to use that R of O to apply for a C of O. It's just like when you are in school, you have your master's degree, but you can't jump to have your doctorate degree when you have not gotten your normal degree and your master's degree. So right here in Abuja, the R of O is more like your degree or master's degree that you will now use to get your doctorate degree, which is now the C of O. However, for you to get a C of O, there are usually bills that you need to pay, and there's usually some terms that you need to meet, which usually includes paying for the C of O bills, paying for building approval for that particular land, and other dues that you're supposed to pay before the C of O will now be issued to you. So this is the process that this document follows right here in Abuja. So the R of O usually gives birth to the C of O. So the C of O cannot actually come without the R of O. So when you want to buy a property right here in Abuja and somebody is telling you that, oh, this particular estate has an R of O, remember right here, both the R of O and the C of O comes in two forms. There is the Area Council R of O and there is the FCDA R of O. Same way there's the Area Council C of O, there's also the FCDA C of O. So there comes in two forms. When you want to buy land right here in Abuja and somebody is telling you, oh, this land has an FCDA R of O, it means that that title on that land just came directly from the allocation from the FCT minister. However, the person is still trying to process for the C of O. All right, some people, they end up holding the R of O as the only title. When you now come and buy the property from them, you can now decide whether you're processing the C of O or not. So buying any of them is actually okay, but what is most important is the person that is behind the property. What is the person's plan? The person that has this R of O, is he planning to get a C of O, or is the person planning that anybody that is buying the property from him will actually now go to process the C of O? So anyone that you're going to buy is good. However, the person that is selling to you matters a lot, so that at the end of the day, you will not lose your money to a scammer or to somebody that doesn't have the authority to actually sell that property to you. So this is the difference between an R of O and C of O. So today I am right here in one of the most beautiful estates in Abuja, Hutu exclusive, and this particular estate actually has an FCDA C of O, and prices ranges from 8.250 million and above. So if you want a piece of this estate, then you definitely need to give me a call. It is strategically located off the airport road right here in Abuja, and this is one of the best estates you can key into today. So if you have more questions concerning buying properties right here in Abuja, or concerning titles, or anything concerning real estate right here in Abuja, you should reach out to me on the number showing on your screen on 081 47042804. But if you want a plot right here in this estate, call the number showing on your screen as well, and will help you to lock down an FCDA C of O plot right here in Abuja. See you in the next one.